Well, hello. I am Crystal from the Crystal Center of Healing, and I'm all about helping you with your self-care, a proactive approach to dealing with everyday life situations. And if you're like me, um, you need a lot of it. But truly, genuinely, there are a lot of stressed people right now. There are people working without pay and are very stressed and don't know how they're going to feed their families. It's already happening. I know there's might be more that's happening for some people. So there's a lot of chaos, a lot of stress, fear. So I'm hoping to help. Um, if you've been with me before, I look for whatever mantra card is going to fly out of the deck. I tell you what it says, what the book says. I talk a little bit about it, and then I do a guided meditation on it. Some of my earlier videos, I did affirmations for the week, and then whatever I felt the need was, and I did a meditation on it. So now I'm incorporating all of it, just so you know. If you watch my earlier videos, and they're different than this one. So I did kind of shuffle the cards a bit. I cleared them. So now we're just waiting for one to fly out and tell us what we need to work on this week. And that didn't fly out, so. And that's one we did before, so we don't really need to redo it. Well, hopefully one gets pulled that is what we need to deal with. So I hope you take a look, like, and subscribe my other videos. I got 2 cards that came out. So I am going to pick the one that's on top, which can be, that's an interesting card. Because if you're all about like self-help, self-healing kind of stuff, this card is definitely for you. It's called Demystifying the Darkness. And I know maybe this side, yeah, you can see it better because I have a light now. Demystifying the darkness. My shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent. My shadow shows me where the love needs to be sent. This is a good card for a lot of reasons. Like I said, people are stressed about a lot of different things going on here. And when you're working on yourself, we call that side of you the shadow side, because we're made up of light and dark. One doesn't exist without the other. So we're going to demystify the darkness, and we're going to send love to our shadow side, basically, is what this card says to me. And if you're really stressed out and going through a rough time, your shadow side is basically rearing up. So we're going to send love to it. But let's see what the book says. If I can find it. When darkness is demystified, the scariest feelings, thoughts, ideas, and beliefs are seen as cries for attention from your most hurt and broken parts. Once the darkness is illuminated, you are able to be the light that transforms the dark instead of hiding in the light to avoid moments of darkness. Just as the light can acknowledge how much pain lurks in the darkness, it is the power of your unconditional love that brings your shadow out of hiding. This mantra is ideal for overcoming fear, dealing with night terrors, and transcending the perception of scarcity. Yeah, that feeling of lack. And it's all about fears. It's difficult now if you're not getting a paycheck and you're working, or you were furloughed. Being a federal employee, that's a scary thing. And things were already expensive before the government shutdown, and it's rough. I'm there right with you. I am, and all I can do is fall back on my self-care practices like meditation, getting enough sleep. I do have a video of all the different alternative ways of having self-care for yourself, because like I said, it's about being proactive about your own self-care, so when things arise, you have your practices to fall back on, because you're building your resiliency and you're clearing and you're healing some things. I've been an energy healer for over 20 years, and I've studied all kinds of esoteric type of things, and that's why I do what I do. And this is my way of self-care. I'm giving back, and that's one of the alternative ways of self-care is, when you're feeling down on yourself and you just don't know what to do, the selfless act of giving back to others, like working at a soup kitchen or helping at a donation center, or help at your church, or various other charities where you can do volunteer work. Work at animal shelters, that's another one. And that really helps. Even though you're stressed out and you go things, you're rewiring your brain basically to say, hey, we're going to redirect yourself, for one thing. And the other thing is, we're all in this together. We really are, whether you believe that or not. I know you go home at night with your spouse, or if you're, single like me, and you're like, this is my family, what's going to happen? You get in your own silo. The fact is that when we start helping each other, that's where the magic happens. It really does. So I implore you to watch my other videos, because they'll help you with. I have one on grief. I have, especially the other alternative ways of self-care. I really like that video. I think that one has the most views of any of my videos. Grounding is a big thing. I know there's a lot of people that, well, what's this grounding stuff? And, give it a try at least. Find out how to ground. I have a grounding mat because I have a hard time grounding. There's sometimes other people in your life that ground you. I know that's kind of getting into the zodiac and astrology and things that people don't want to talk about. That's okay. You believe what you believe. I'm just here to help. I'm here to facilitate guided meditation. If anything I says helps you, awesome. If you have a friend that, is kind of more in the spiritual vein like me, because, I know not everybody's going to like what I'm doing. I consider myself a spiritual person. I grew up as a baptized and confirmed Lutheran. I left the church when I was 17. There was so much hypocrisy, I couldn't stand it anymore. And just because I was poor doesn't give the right for adults to treat children the way they treated me. If you're Christian, fine. If you're Buddhist, fine. I'm kind of an eclectic person, so the things that I see, in other religions, I may incorporate. So, I'm not like, I don't believe in the devil, so don't worry about me being like a devil worshiper or anything like that, because I'm not. I'm just a regular person from Pennsylvania. I'm from Pennsylvania Dutch country. I grew up among the Amish. I'm a pretty basic human being. I've been through a lot in my life. So I feel that I should share my wisdom with other people, should share open, well, should share practices. You know, if you're open-minded and you're like I said, give stuff a try. It's like trying a new food. You know, it's if it's not for you, that's okay. You know, everybody has their thing. And that's the thing. You gotta allow people to be who they are and hope that they would be open-minded enough to try something that might help them. I know I'm kind of on my soapbox, and I always talk about how I get on my soapbox, but I really want people to heal and be healthy. And um, life is a journey. Life is about evolution. Life is about learning, in my mind. You may not agree with that. Like, otherwise, why are we here? What's the point? You know, I don't. Yeah, you're born, you go through a bunch of stuff, and you die. I mean, what? I mean, there's more to life than just that. And I know there are people out there that think that. I actually talk to people like that because they're so closed off. And that's where things get bad, I think. When you close yourself off to possibilities, you just pigeon your whole your world into like how your parents grew up or how your grandparents grew up, when there's a lot, so much to learn in this life. And I know it's not easy. I know it's not. My life has not been easy. Not easy. But I learn from my mistakes, my failures. I learn from, picking up a book or, watching a documentary. There's so much to learn about different things, and a lot of it is so cool. And you just have to take that time and invest that time in yourself. Self-care, 15 minutes a day. If you can make 15 minutes, if you feel like you're too burdened with kids and pets and spouse, my suggestion is get up either a little bit earlier than them or stay up a little later, or make it a family thing. There's no reason why the whole family can't meditate together, and it's actually a very powerful thing to have a family or just groups of people meditate together. My energy healing teacher is like, she always talks about, the power of group meditation. And if you need to think about it as something else, think about it as a prayer, a type of prayer. There's different ways of praying, and we call it different things. And just be open to something that might help you. I know meditation isn't easy for a lot of people, but there's a lot of myths about it too. It's not, you can't clear your mind. Your brain doesn't work that way. You can ask, like the Buddhist monks that, meditate all day. They will tell you that even if they've been doing it for 20 years, they always have thoughts. The thing about a meditation is that what you want to do is create gaps in between your thoughts. And as you practice, those gaps get larger and larger and larger, and that's when you connect up to God, Jesus, Source, universe, the Christ light, whatever you want to call it. That's where the magic is. And for me, it was a mantra-based meditation that I got a mantra from my energy healing teacher, because she teaches Vedic meditation, and there are a couple mantras, and she assigns them based on what your energy is. Like TM, Transcendental Meditation, I believe, if I remember correctly, I have menopausal brain, so you make up your own mantra to use, and you just repeat that. I know the old stories about saying Om, Om, and that's not even a full mantra, but you can use Om if you don't have a meditation mantra for your meditation. And it works. You can also visualize a rose, you can have it like spin or whatever. Whatever is going to help you get those gaps in between those thoughts. Some people like just being present on their breath is what works for them. It didn't work for me. You may be different. Just the in and out, it didn't help. My mantra is what works for me. And after, I've been, I don't know, meditating for over 8 years, I believe. Although I've fallen off the wagon lately because I've been needing more sleep, but not getting to bed when I should. And that's on me. And I need to rein myself back in because I'm a night owl. I like to be up late. But I do have to adult and get up and go to work. But 20 minutes a day of regular meditation is great. Now, what I do for you is a guided meditation, which works on specific things. Like today, we're going to work on demystifying the darkness. Somehow I'm going to come with something off the cuff here. And somehow show where your love needs to go. I do these off the cuff. I don't prepare ahead of time. I just allow whatever comes to come. And that's how I work. Every once in a while, I'll think about something ahead of time, but traditionally, that's not how it works for me. And when I hold meditation group at work, I'm like, okay, I let whoever's coming into because we use Teams, come in. I just, like, okay, here we go. And I'll launch into something. And sometimes I base it on the energy I'm feeling from other people. But yeah, we've done all kinds of things. We've gone sit in a field and gone to a waterfall, and we've removed tension from our bodies by scanning them. We've done all kinds of different meditations. I'm quite proud of the work I've done. And I have regulars who like my voice. So, I get into this sweet spot when I do meditations, and I just kind of go into it. I didn't even realize I was doing it until somebody mentioned how soothing my voice was, and somebody said I had a gift. I think 2 people said that. I don't take compliments very well, so it's like, what? Huh? I'm just a regular old person from Pennsylvania. But I do believe in helping people any way I can and not allowing you to make excuses if you work with me. Yeah. I tried. It doesn't work with me. Let's be off the hook. You're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. So, if you ever have any questions, I'm open for questions. I'm open for comments, but be nice. Be constructive about your comments. Because I am a human being and I do have feelings. And I'm a water sign, so I'm a Cancer, so I'm a very emotional person. I have this hard outer shell, but I have a soft inside. But then again, I'm borderline on Gemini, so there's that too. The air and water. So yeah, that's kind of my spiel. It's just general spiel. So think about your self-care practice. If you have one already, mix it up sometimes. Although if you do a regular meditation practice, if it was up to me, we would be teaching kindergartners how to meditate. It's so helpful. It lights up different parts of your brain that you don't use daily. It can help you with depression and anxiety. It's so helpful in so many ways. It just is. I want the whole world to meditate. it's done so much for me when traditional therapy has not worked. It really helps me with depression. So much. And I can tell when I don't do it. There is a difference. It helps you connect to heaven and earth. It helps you stay grounded, which is really good. You can get a lot of answers from meditation. I don't know, if any of you follow Oprah. I mean, she's a big meditator, and I don't know what type of meditation she does, but, she gets a lot of her aha moments from meditation. So I'm not sure if she's going into her meditation asking questions, which you can do. Because I know she's said that, after she's meditated, like she'll go take a shower, and then she'll have her aha moment, if I can talk. It's Friday. I'm a little tired. I was out mowing, doing the adult things that we need to do. So yes, I love meditation. I've told people at work that in an email that went out to everybody, which I was kind of afraid to send out, because it's a different group of people than I'm. I used to work in IT, so from that side of it, I was more of in a different kind of position that I'm in now. So it takes time for me to integrate with the different personalities and energies at work. And since we're scattered all across Florida, it's really hard to do that, and it makes it very difficult for me in the way I work. But let's start now that I'm 22 minutes in. Oh, I talk too much. That's what happens when you live alone and have a cat. Cat doesn't, I don't know where the cat's usually here. He likes to hang out when I do this. So we're going to demystify the darkness, and we're going to send love to your shadow side. So get comfortable. You can sit in a chair as long as you don't have your arms crossed, your legs crossed, your ankles crossed. Both feet are flat on the floor. We want the energy to flow. And I usually have people clear their space. If you've been with me before, you know that technique. You imagine a white sheet on your floor of the room you're in. The entire floor is covered with a white sheet. And this white sheet, we're going to raise it up. And its destination is up there. And as we visualize it, you can visualize it with your eyes open or closed, however you work. And as we raise up the sheet, you're going to visualize or sense that it's taking all the negative stuff with it. All the lower frequency vibrational stuff with it. And we're just going to keep raising it up, and it's going to go right through you. And allow it to just take what it needs to take, what no longer serves you. Just set that intention. And we're allowed to float up, up, up into the sky, into heaven, where angels or helpers are going to come take that sheet and transmute that energy. And you can do this as many times as you feel you need to. You may just sense it, not knowing why or how that you need to do it multiple times. You may feel a shift inside of you when you do this. It's all normal. So you may want to, if you feel like you need to do this clearing, multiple times. You can pause this video and come back. But we're going to move ahead. And you're going to come back to yourself. And I want you to take 3 deep breaths and just let it out. You can even raise your shoulders as you inhale. And when you let it out, let everything fall. I do everything in 3s. You can breathe in and then sigh. Do whatever's comfortable. We're not going to stress about breath work. I know it stresses some people out. I don't do a whole lot of it because of that. When you're counting, and I mean, a basic box breath is easy. Just you breathe in 4, you hold for 4, you let out for 4, you hold for 4, breathe in for 4. If you're into that, fine. If you're into the double inhale that Andrew Huberman talks about, that's a good thing. That cuts off the overthinking in your brain. But we're relaxing here. So do what relaxes you. If you don't know, just play with it. Play with what works for you. Because we're here to de-stress and not have more stress. All right. Now just focus on your breathing for a little bit. You can put your hand on your belly and the other hand on your heart and just focus on the fact that you're alive and you're breathing. And right now everything is okay and you're safe here with Crystal. And just let everything go right now. I just want you to focus on your breathing, the rising of your stomach. Hopefully you're breathing deeply down into your stomach, so you're getting good oxygenation into your body. And one of the biggest things people do when they're stressed is they breathe shallow. So we want to make sure you're getting some good deep breaths in here. And just listen to the sound of my voice and be present. Led to a couple different things here. I want you to think about from a distance. Don't connect your emotion to it. Just think about the things that are stressing you out right now. Just as facts. You're wondering how you're gonna make it through it. And we're gonna label that right now as your shadow side. All the things that may happen that you're afraid of, those fears, we're gonna put that all in the darkness right now, which it already probably is there for you. So let's put that off to the side in a bubble, our shadow side. And now we're going to come back to our heart and think about things that we love. What do you love to do? Do you have children you love, a pet you love? Think of a moment that you absolutely love and you had a joyous day or something in the realm of love for you. And it's different for everybody. So whatever pops in your mind first, the day you got your puppy, the day you gave birth to your son or daughter, the day you got married, whatever your most joyous and loving day is, let's put this in a bubble, the love bubble, the light. And we're just going to bring up that love and open our hearts to unconditional love. You can pull it from the heavens. You can pull it from the earth. Whatever helps you embody joy and compassion and unconditional love. And we're going to sit in the love for a while. Just keep thinking about those things that bring you the most joy and love. So now we have our light bubble of love, of unconditional love. And then we have our shadow side, the darkness, the fears, the things that make us feel bad about ourselves, all in this darkness bubble. So when you think about your lightness and love bubble, let's make it big. As big as you can. Let it expand all over you. Fortify yourself. Make yourself resilient with all the love and joy and compassion from the light, from your light bubble. You may still be aware that the darkness, the shadow side is there, but what we're going to do is send it love. Send some love and joy and compassion to your shadow side. We're going to channel that right over to that little bubble. If you want to, let's build a bridge to it, like a straw. And we're going to let the love flow into the darkness. We're going to shine a light on the darkness. We're sending it love. We're bringing it out of the shadows. It still will be there, but now that you're giving it love, you're changing the perspective and the perception of those fears, of the whatever the stress is, whatever's in that shadow side of you. We're shining a light on it and letting you know that you are safe. Light is doing its thing on the dark side. it's absorbing that shadow back into you. And when you sometimes give in to that dark side, I want you to think about those joyous and loving moments that you were thinking about during this meditation, and send the love to the darkness. If you find yourself having a difficult time with this, and maybe your brain is just overthinking it, I want you to think of a red stop sign. Stop those thoughts. Our brain knows what a red stop sign means. Stop the thoughts and redirect yourself back to joyous moments, loving moments. And when you live more in the light than you do the dark, life decisions are easier. You're more resilient. You're not going to get as stressed. You're not going to fall apart. You're not going to feel unsafe. And darkness really isn't the evil thing that we think it is. When you change your perception of what the darkness is, the shadow side is, it's the side that you want to work on. But sending it love is the best way to start. Now that you have made your light larger than the darkness, just think about yourself in this big crystalline bubble that's going to protect you. Things are going to bounce off of you. If somebody comes at you in a negative way, I want you to just put yourself in your bubble and bounce that negative stuff off of you. If you start your day in your meditation and you get yourself in your bubble and you fill yourself with energy from heaven and earth, you will build more resilient during the day. So when you're ready, you can come back into the room and remember everything, the highlights of what I said on how to counteract the stress and things you might deem as the darkness, this shadow side. It all starts with you and how you use your self-care to build your resiliency as you're going out into the world. So we have demystified the darkness, and we sent it love. I hope you found this helpful. Again, I'm Crystal from the Crystal Center of Healing. Like and subscribe. I do a video every week. I'm here to serve. I'm here to help. And that's my gift to the world. That's my light. My light overcoming my shadow sides, the darkness. So I hope you take care and work on your self-care practice. Find ways to, sneak it in here and there. Again, any questions, comments. If you want to work with me, let me know. And I hope you have a good week.